All right, peace and blessings, everybody. It's August the 8th, the year 2018. And, I do my best to live my life by the instructions given out in the King James Holy Bible. And when I think about the parable of the Good Samaritan, you didn't give the guy who needed help a theology test. And so I am of the belief that Khalifa Al-Akili has been unjustly targeted, framed, and entrapped by a satanic FBI. Do I think that the religion of Islam is satanic as well? Yes, I do. But let me share something with you guys. This book right here, The Terror Factory, inside the FBI's manufactured war on terrorism, it talks about how the FBI is creating crime when there is none. There is incentives for FBI informants to get a conviction on the target. So it's incredibly unfair, and Trevor Aronson does a good job of documenting how bad the FBI is. But when Trevor Aronson discusses the Christian right, the patriot Christian group, that I associate with, he slams him. He talks about how we are the real terrorists and the FBI needs to get off the Muslims' case and get on the Christians' case. Well, I would expect that, I guess, from a Muslim. But as a Christian, I want the FBI to get off everybody's case. If it's wrong to entrap and falsely incarcerate a Muslim, then I need to speak up about it. Even though I'm the first one that I've burned 2 or 3 Qurans. So, it's just like with Omar Quasi. I don't think Omar Quasi got a fair deal. He certainly didn't get a fair and speedy trial because he had to wait 42.5 months before he even went to trial. And when he did go to trial, he didn't get a fair trial. And so if we let them do this to Muslims, individual Muslims in our country, they're going to do it to us. And so we have to say wrong is wrong no matter who they're doing it to. And if, it's just like Blue ISIS. When Blue ISIS blows away a black man that was not posing any threat, many of my white friends will say, well, he probably deserved it. Even though there was no criminal record, there was no reason to use lethal force. And same goes with abortions and Planned Parenthood. A lot of folks don't care that they're killing black babies all over this country, but it's wrong when they kill black babies. And if we don't stand up when they're killing black babies, who's going to stand up when they kill white babies? I mean, regardless of your religious belief system and regardless of the ethnicity of your skin, we need to start calling wrong wrong and right across the board. And if Christians can't do that, then we got no hope, because Christians are called to be a light unto the world. And so while I do believe in strong borders, I do believe in speaking out strongly against the religion of Islam, and I'll even burn a Quran or two, and I'll call what's that guy's name, Muhammad, a pedophilic warlord, right? If a Muslim is being unjustly incarcerated and he's asking for help, then it's my obligation to try to do something. I can't, we only have one bucket of water and the whole world's on fire, but we can't just turn a blind eye when the FBI's going after, and entrapping and using their unlawful authority to put innocent people in prison, no matter what their religious belief. And so I don't want to fall into the same trap as Trevor Aronson. I'm not going to say, the FBI needs to get off the Christians' back and go after the Muslims. How about the FBI gets off everybody's back and we disband the FBI? I hope I'm making myself clear. Let me share with you guys some pictures. This is a picture of Khalifa Ali Al-Akili. He was the focus of this documentary, which is on Netflix, Terror Error. And I want to show you guys some more pictures of him. I think it's here. So this is Khalifa, some photos of him. These are some photos of him wearing his Muslim garb. But here's some photos of him. Let me zoom in on this. Here's some photos of Khalifa before he was wearing his Muslim garb. I mean, if you look at this picture, let me zoom in. Oh, hold on. I can't seem to get this work. It's a technical problem. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Zoom. 200%. There we go. This is some pictures of Khalifa before his life went into the Muslim direction. You guys see that? He looks like a normal American guy. You know, this looks like a little bit New Yorkish to me. But here he looks like, you know, you could see this guy in any American small town. So, you know, of course he went Muslim on us. But that's not to say that what's his chance of ever finding the truth of Jesus Christ and the gospel that's going to save his eternal soul if we don't reach out to him and tell him about Jesus? And at least when we're standing before Judgment Day, we need to say, when the story of Khalifa came up to us, we knew that he had been entrapped by the FBI. We believe he was treated unjustly, and we tried to witness to him. And he reached out and he asked for help. Now, if the only people that are going to help him are Muslims, well, that's going to continue to be a reinforcement in Khalifa's mind. You know, these dang Christians are hypocrites. Well, I don't want to be a hypocrite. And so I can't spend all my time on Khalifa because there's a lot of other brothers and sisters that need help. But I got a little time today, and we're going to read Khalifa's email. He looks like he's asking for housing. Now, you guys know that they banned me from communicating with anyone at Marion Prison or Terre Haute, Indiana. Warden B. True, who I call Warden B. Liar, has made that decision. And there's going to be some consequences in a spiritual realm for that decision, because I could have done a lot of good for Russell and Schaefer and anybody else, Kurt Johnson. But now they've banned me from communicating with anyone in the CMU, and I believe that God will hold them accountable for that decision. But Will Cullum, my friend and my brother in the Lord, can communicate with Khalifa, and he sent me this letter. Now, I'm going to read it to you guys. If you guys want to listen, you're welcome to listen. Also, if you go to Year of Jubilee Other Prisoners, hold on, where's it at? Other Prisoners. Right there, it's at the bottom. And you scroll down, you're going to see Khalifa has Khalifa's Dropbox right there. So if you go to Khalifa's Dropbox, you can download this letter that I'm about to read, and you don't have to, you know, listen to me read it. You can read it yourself if you want to. But Brother Will, I think, has a good Christian spirit, and even though Khalifa is a Muslim, and it may bother some of you that we're spending time on Muslims, you know, I would like to see Khalifa won over to the Lord. I think all of heaven would rejoice if Khalifa found the truth of the Holy Bible and accepted Jesus Christ as a Savior for all of his sins, and we could welcome him into the family of God. I haven't given up on him yet, and I hope none of you ever allow anyone to get to the point where you've given up on them. Let's not give up on anybody. If they're still breathing, they have a chance to be welcomed into the family of God. Some are more far gone than others. The Bible does talk about they've been given over to a reprobate mind. But I'll let you use your own discernment about that. But here's what Khalifa has to say. Let's read the letter. Dear reader, dear reader, a Muslim political prisoner is asking for help with housing in Pittsburgh. I've copied below the messages he has sent me regarding his search for housing. I'm also providing his address so you can contact him. I'm not able to assist him from where I am at. I've asked Rudy to announce this need to a larger body, so if someone is led to help Khalifa, they may do so. Now that's the Christian thing to do. Praise God for Brother Will. Okay, that's Khalifa's address. If you want to write him a letter, I can't write him a letter. Every time I've tried, they reject it. It says, July 30th, 2018, Monday. Hi, Bill. Would it be possible for you to print me out or find a list of apartments for rent, ideally located in the east side of Pittsburgh? I really need this list to help my family to locate something so they can attempt to move in order to prepare for my release. The sooner the better. I can give you a few zip codes of areas that I would like to review. 15206, 15221, 15232. Areas like Swissvale, Pennsylvania, East Liberty, Point Breeze, Wilkinsburg, Pennsylvania, Lawrenceville, Friendship, Shadyside. Most of these neighborhoods are located on the east side of Pittsburgh or close to downtown Pittsburgh. My wife does not drive, so it's important that we find an apartment that is close to everything like stores, downtown, etc. If you can help me with this matter, I would be truly indebted to you, as this is very important to me at this point as I prepare for my release. My family being able to relocate to Pittsburgh is instrumental to my transition back to society. I know that location grocery store usually has free rental guides that people can pick up, but I don't have anyone in Pittsburgh to send me one. Whatever you can do would be a blessing. Please let me know if you need any more information from me. Thank you. I just got to refresh myself real quick. Yeah, look at Khalifa's release date. He's coming real close to his release date. It's March the 22nd, 2019. Let's just real quick go to bop.gov and see if it's still March the 22nd, 2019. Find an inmate by number. Yeah. So Khalifa's going to get out in just 4 or 5, maybe 9, 10, 11, 12, 7 months. So he's trying to prepare for his release. I can understand what he's doing. He wrote another letter. In preparation for my release, it is essential that my family that lives in Ohio moves to Pittsburgh to prepare the way. I will be released to a halfway house, and the only way that I will be able to receive home passes is if my family has an apartment with a home phone set up. Also, I will be in a halfway house for 6 months unless I submit a home plan to probation office and it is approved. With all this in mind, I have been attempting to assist my wife with locating an apartment in the Pittsburgh area, preferably on the east side of the city. In sections of the city like East Liberty, Shadyside, Friendship, Bloomfield, Lawrenceville, Point Breeze, Swissvale. If there is anyone that you could send me a listing of available apartments, 1 or 2 bedroom for rent, or see a rental guide for the city of Pittsburgh could be sent to me, that would be very helpful and very much appreciated. I have limited resources, so I would appreciate any help that you may be on this matter. And then he goes on to write, I really appreciate the offer, Bill. I think Bill might have made him some offers of living conditions as well. But I have to find an apartment in Pittsburgh area, as I will be released to a halfway house in that city, and my wife will have to move there to prepare for my transition. Plus, with my wife and family living in Pittsburgh, I will be able to get a weekend passes to go home and spend some time with my family. It's very important that my family finds something soon. I have been given 6 months in the halfway house, which is located in downtown Pittsburgh, called the Renewal Center. Any help you can would be great. I was told that some realty companies offer some free help locating rental property. The landlord pays the fee, and that if you call them with the details or what you're looking for, they will help find something for you. The problem is I don't have access to the internet, and I'm not sure which companies in Pittsburgh would offer this service, so I can have my wife call them. We would like to find a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment, about $500, no more than $600 a month rent, with a washer and dryer, and somewhere on the east side of Pittsburgh preferably. I will wait to get the list you're mailing to me. I will look at it and mail it to my wife if I see anything good. Thank you again, Bill. My friend, I reviewed the list you sent below and was wondering if you can limit the search criteria to a 1 bedroom instead of a 2 bedroom, and see if you can find anything cheaper than what's listed below. Ideally, $400 to $600 a month for rent would be best for my wife, as she doesn't work and will have to come up with rent bill payment for the first 2 to 3 months after I'm released until I'm able to get a work and start getting paid. Using the same zip code, 15206, thank you. He goes on to write, Hi, Bill. About 2.5 to 3 months ago, I sent a letter to an organization called the Abolitionist Law Center, info@abolitionistlawcenter.org, which is located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I introduced myself to them about my case, and I am soon to be released. I informed them that I would like to act as a bridge of introduction between them and another organization called the National Coalition to Protect Civil Freedoms, now called CCF, Coalition of Civil Freedom. If you look them up online, you will see that their mission statement and goals are somewhat similar to the other organization that I wanted to introduce them to upon my release. Because they are located in Pittsburgh, I was hoping that they would be able to assist me with my re-entry and transition back into society after having spent the last 7 years imprisoned. I have not heard back from them, and I was hoping that you could follow up on my behalf and see if they have received my letter and if they would be able to assist me or my family with housing, a job, etc. I really will be in need of some kind of help, as I will be getting released with nothing, no money to my name, no clothing, and without a job secured. I would be willing to work with their organization in any capacity, even if it's volunteer work. I really need help with finding and securing a 1-bedroom apartment for my family so that I will be able to transition faster from a halfway house to return to living with my family and being able to move on with my life. This is very important, and I was thinking that my organization may be able to assist me or my family in some way, even if it's just information, financial, or advice. Let me know if and when you are able to follow up with this organization and what their response was. Thank you, Bill. All right. That's Khalifa before he turned Muslim. You know, I guess, I don't know. If this man ever has a chance to listen closely to the gospel of Jesus Christ, it's only because Christians reach out to him. If you know anybody in the Pittsburgh area and you want to help, you need to use your discernment. You need to pray to God and ask for guidance. I don't know nothing about Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but if you hear this message and you want to help Khalifa, you need to pray to the Lord and ask for guidance if it's the right thing to do. I think that we should not turn our backs on anybody, and especially Khalifa, even though he has a different religious belief, as far as I know, he's not trying to take away any of my liberty. He's not trying to squelch my political speech. He's not trying to take away my freedom of speech. He's not running the Federal Reserve that's stealing my money by inflation, right? He's just got a different religious belief that I passionately disagree with. And him and I can argue and debate about that and call each other names, but at the end of the day, I don't want to hurt him. I have no evidence that he wants to hurt me, so you make your own decision about what you think about this, and God bless everybody.